G'day rankers, welcome back. Nice to see you. I've been away for a little while. Went on a 3,000 kilometre drive, intentionally. Went to a place called Armidale in northern New South Wales and met some wonderful people. And it's colder there than it is in Melbourne. Just saying. It snowed there last week. I'm not kidding you. But amazing people. Thank you, Egg Shows New South Wales, for the invite to talk about AI. We're not talking about AI today. We kind of are. We're talking more about traditional digital marketing. Or let's just talk about SEO. I'm seeing a lot of SEO starting to talk about brand now, since they've realized that AI mode doesn't care about their backlinks, which is awesome. That's a good thing. We need more SEOs talking about brand. They're still not talking about revenue, and they're still not talking about qualified leads though. And that's what businesses care about, and that's what makes the difference. As you know, we've been talking about brand for at least 10 years and how it impacts Google rankings and conversions and traffic and every other channel on your site. The other thing that we've been talking about for the last 10 years, because we've been focusing on revenue for our e-commerce clients and leads for our lead gen clients, is the impact that the technical SEO has on every other channel of the site. And that's why we spend a lot of time doing things like user experience. We don't call it conversion rate optimization. I know the industry loves their jargon, and they're coming up with new jargon as we speak for AI mode. It's all the same thing. It's basic marketing. It's about looking after your customer. Now, if you've been creating blogs to get traffic from Google, stop it. They're dead. It's over. We stopped doing that 10 years ago. Why? Because we found that the traffic that comes for those blogs are readers, right? That's what Google's taking away now in AI mode and AI overviews. That's what ChatGPT gets now, right? They're getting all of those questions that used to surface your blog. Now, we know from experience that those blogs don't generate revenue. How do I know this? I even wrote blogs, well, not me personally, Heath, one of our team members, had to write blogs for toilet paper and car parks, right? And no one was visiting those blog posts. No one. But we ranked well in Google for them. We sure did. And it was at that point that we started to realize that any traffic that comes from those blogs, or comes from those blogs, doesn't convert, because they're readers. They're looking for answers. And that's the answers. That's your zero-click results. So we saw this coming years ago, that Google was trying to keep everybody in the ecosystem. We didn't pick that generative AI would have been the thing to do it, but we certainly saw the writing on the wall 2.5 years ago. And prior to that, we saw that, with things like zero-click results, Google's not sending people to your site anymore for a lot of things. And this has been going on for ages. Why it's a surprise now with AI overviews and AI mode in the US, I'm not sure, because we'd already seen the traffic drop in Google, right? For searches like Stack Overflow Python. You type that into Google Trends and you can see it drop off a cliff like that. Instagram quotes, you can see it drop off a cliff like that when ChatGPT launched. Now, what's just happened recently is that Instagram quotes as a search query in Google is starting to come back. So we know that this AI mode is working for Google, but it's not going to send you more traffic, right? What I think the industry does need to embrace is not what's happening right now. What's going to be happening in 2 to 5 years? And that's the time frame I'm looking at. Because that's the time frame we were looking at 2.5 years ago, when we said, businesses have to double down on structured data, businesses have to double down on getting reviews, customer experience, and demonstrate that to the wider world and the brand. Right now, all the SEOs are sort of saying that as well. I've still got seeing some say, oh yeah, no, backlinks, you need to create backlinks because they create authority. I'm sorry, I never swear on this show, but that is unadulterated shit without proof. Do not go out there on a backlinking campaign now. If you're still doing that, all the best. It ain't going to work. Why? Because what value? The only value of a backlink is the traffic and therefore the sales that it's going to deliver you. If you're not getting any of that, it's worthless. It always has been worthless. The only ones that matter are the ones that are delivering traffic, eyeballs, and getting people to search for your brand, right? That's why real PR works. We've done real PR and it works. This concept of digital PR, which is backlinking, doesn't work. You might get a hit on a news site that works, or you might lift the brand search a little bit, but that's what you've got to be doing. You've got to be lifting the brand queries. That's what you need to be doing. You've got to get people talking about you, right? Even in a very, very small category, you still need to be doing those things. Now, how have we changed our work? Well, with AI, well, the actual day-to-day stuff of implementing things on sites hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to do it faster, easier, and add extra services, augment our skill sets, and apply those to our clients, which has resulted in numbers like this. This client is up 155% year on year. Organic is up. Everything is up, right? And we're 1 year in now, and now we're looking to go again and see how far we can go. Now, we've got a great client, switched on team, all of those sorts of things. But keep in mind, in that time of getting that 155% growth, we haven't bought or chased one backlink, and we certainly haven't created any blog content. We've created sales content. We've created copy for products and those sorts of things. We've created call to actions and those sorts of things, but we haven't written any blogs at all. And you shouldn't be either, unless it's tied to an EDM, unless it's tied to something for your customers. But do not write any content at all for the bots. Those days are well and truly over. They were well and truly over a little while ago, but they were still delivering traffic, just not sales. What you should be preparing for, and what we're gearing towards now, is a world without screens. What do I mean by that? I mean Jarvis. That's what I mean. All of these businesses, that's what they're trying to create. That's what OpenAI is trying to create. That's what Google's trying to create. That's what Claude, Anthropic's trying to create. That's what Grok wants. That's what they all want. That's what the big players want. They want the Jarvis that you're going to rely on. What do I mean by Jarvis? Well, if you've seen Iron Man, the movie, you'll know. But if you're a boomer, or maybe you're a Gen Xer like me, think of 2001 Space Odyssey, HAL, aptly named HAL, or maybe even Data on Starship Enterprise. But it's that universal, ubiquitous digital assistant that can answer any question for you and do your shopping and do all of those sorts of things. Now, they're all gearing up for it. That tech is here now. It's not some pipe dream. It's here now. And it's available in different forms, right? You can set that up now. It's a little bit clunky. But, you know, the engineers that build these tools, their starting salary is like $1 million a year. And that's not hyperbole. That's what it is. So trying to trick them with stuff is probably a short-term strategy. What you should be trying to do is work out, what do I need to do to be selected by Jarvis when the operator of Jarvis asks for something that I sell or provide? That's what we all need to be doing, right? And when you have that mindset, then you can start focusing on what's important, and then you'll start to understand what you need. So there's a lot of jargon out there. Just really, it's safe to ignore it. What is important is just getting all your ducks in a row on your site and making sure it is a great experience for your shopper. Because if it's a great experience for the shopper, it's going to be a great experience for the bot. And that's we're not building things for the bot. We're building things for the shopper, with the understanding that the bot is the representative of the shopper. Okay. Hopefully that's clear. Hopefully that's helpful. And please like, share, subscribe. If you'd like to continue this conversation, leave a comment wherever you see this, because I think it's important that we do. And one of the most frustrating things for me is I know good technical SEOs, and they could be having a much bigger impact on their client's business, but they are just totally blind, it would seem, to how their work impacts Google Ads, how their work impacts EDMs, and how their work impacts direct traffic. And if any SEOs out there want to have more of a discussion about that, I'd love to talk to you. And hit me up and we'll get you on the show. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next week, hopefully. See you soon. Bye.